This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Patagonia Black Hole Mini MCL 30-liter backpack, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So these materials probably look familiar to you if you are familiar with the Black Hole line, but they are a little bit different than usual. I think they do change it up every so often. But as you can see, we have the ripstop texture there, and this is recycled polyester, and we have recycled TPU laminate, and then there's a lining on the inside as well. So very highly water resistant. I wouldn't call it waterproof. We don't have waterproof zippers or anything like that, but if you get caught in rain, it's gonna handle the precipitation for an extended period, but I obviously wouldn't be out all day or try and submerge it or anything like that. But overall, very happy with this. It's very durable. I've kind of put this thing through the ringer and not really had any issues. And we have a little bit more durability on the bottom here and more waterproofness on the bottom as well, or water resistance, I should say. Just if you set this down on the ground when it's wet, it's not gonna soak through super easily. We got YKK zippers here, big beefy ones on the main compartment, some smaller ones throughout as well, and then even smaller ones on the inside. They work as you'd expect them to. YKK is the best brand in the business. Really no issues there. Flipping over to the back here, we have Duraflex buckles all throughout in various places on this thing. We got a lot of buckles on this because there are a lot of things that can attach, but nothing really to report. They work as you'd expect them to. Again, one of the best brands in the business. Don't really have anything to say about them. We have a handle here on the top and a handle here on the side. Not really any padding, it's just material folded over on itself, so it's not gonna be super comfortable, but obviously you're gonna wear this as a backpack or as a crossbody bag, and this is just for, short periods where you can't do either of those, or that doesn't make sense to do either of those. On the back panel here, we have let me pop this open real quick, have a luggage pass-through right here, which you can also use as a handle in a pinch as well, but this does make it sit vertically like this when you have it on a piece of luggage, so you can't really get into the bag as easily. You can obviously move the zippers over to be like right here, and you can still kind of get stuff, but everything's angled that way. So just something to keep in mind. But as you can see here, we do have a very large water bottle pocket right here, and I really like this water bottle pocket because you can fit large water bottles in it, as you can see. So my typical water bottle is a 32-ounce Nalgene, and actually the one I like best is a 48-ounce Nalgene, but I typically can't fit it in the backpack water bottle pockets that I'm testing. But this one can fit huge bottles, including my big Nalgene, but that one has some stickers on it that I shouldn't have on camera, so I've just got this big beefy Purist bottle here. You can also stow like a travel tripod or something inside of here. I was able to put, I think I have this old slick travel tripod and that fit inside of here. And if you have something that you want to attach to make sure it's secure, you can also attach onto these straps here. You'd have to have some kind of mechanism or something to do that, but those are on both sides here. We also have some on either side over here, and then also on the front here to attach various gear from Patagonia or from other brands. So as you can see, the bag is looking much different right now. It's because I have it in crossbody mode. So this is the strap that you can all tangled up right now, but the crossbody strap, it is actually the hip belt. So as you can see, these straps on the shoulder straps here, on the harness system, I should say, are stowable. You can stow them away if you want to use it in crossbody mode, or if you just wanted to use it in like duffel mode or something like that. So you can put them away, but they come back on pretty easily. You put the clip back here. These clips are really easy to use. And then this is the hip belt, which as you can see is pretty well padded, has a lot of aeration similar to the back panel and the shoulder straps. And then this just attaches in here. It has a hook and loop fastener that attaches in there. And if you don't want to use this at all, you can just take it off and you don't have to use it as a crossbody strap or as a hip belt. And then it attaches on these two clips right here, which kind of hide away when you're not using them. So nice to have that option, and then we're back just in the backpack mode now. So very comfortable, very aerated back panel. A fair amount of padding, but I think there is a little bit more padding on the shoulder straps than there is on the back panel itself. One thing to note about these shoulder straps is the sternum strap is not on a rail, it's on a ladder, so you can't make those micro adjustments and you can't make adjustments super quickly on the go because you have to like pop it off, slide it onto the next one. So that's something to keep in mind, but it is comfortable. It has a little bit of stretch there. And then you also just have these little loops right here too, and then you could also attach things down here on this loop as well. So pretty well padded, but the thing that I like most about this is how aerated it is. The padding is nice. It's pretty malleable padding as well, which I like, especially if you're walking a long way. But you have a lot of ways you can carry this, whether it be backpack mode, duffel mode, or in crossbody mode. So if you've been finding this video helpful, make sure you to a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. But I have the bag on right now, and as you can see, it is pretty big. So I stand just over 6 foot, and it comes down pretty low on me. So if you are shorter or have a shorter torso, it is a pretty big bag, and even for 30 liters, it just feels like it's pretty long, but it is very comfortable. Even riding my bike with this thing, I didn't find that it was like, I don't know, coming down too low or anything like that. But I will mention that mention a lot there, but the sternum strap is on a rail. So right now I used this on my bike, I don't know, yesterday I think, and I haven't adjusted this yet, and right now it's a little bit higher than I want it to be, and because it is on a ladder and not a rail, I can't adjust it as easily, so I didn't move it for this video because it wasn't as easy to do. So that's just something to keep in mind, but overall this is a very comfortable backpack. The shoulder straps kind of just conform to my body very nicely. Just one thing to keep in mind is that sternum strap is not on a rail, and it is pretty long, so if you have a smaller frame, that's something to think about. So if you hear any construction sounding noises, they're actually replacing the roof right now, so that's what that is, but I'm gonna power ahead anyways. So on the top portion here, we have a small pocket that I have my phone and wallet stowed inside right now, but as you can see, there's a lot of room to work with there. So this does share space with the main compartment, which I don't have completely packed out right now. So there is enough space for me to stow a lot more in here than I have stowed in here, but if you were to have a full main compartment, you're not gonna have as much space there. But on a trip to my mom's house over the weekend, I did put a pair of over-ear headphones inside of there, and they fit no problem. I just wanted to have quicker access to those. So, and you can access this while you're wearing the backpack. You just kind of sling it on one shoulder and you can get into it. One thing to note is that when I have it on my left shoulder and try and do that, I don't have as good of range of motion in this right arm, so it's a lot harder for me. But with my left good arm, it's not a problem. So just worth noting, I think. And then we have a laptop/tech compartment. And it's like a clamshell opening, which is odd for a laptop compartment. We find the zip there. I left them here on the top. So as you can see, there are two, that's only one of the zippers. We need 2 zippers. So we got 2 zippers right here. So typically when I were to get into this, I'd only come down about, I don't know, a quarter of the way, so I can just get the stuff I need and go. But for the sake of showing you guys this, as you saw, it kind of just fell and hit me because my laptop's in there. We really do have like a clamshell style opening for this compartment, which I really like because you can replace your tech pouch with this if you want to. So right now I have everything that's typically inside my tech pouch in this organization here. And I don't have a huge tech pouch, so this was actually really easy for me. And as you can see, there's some stuff that I didn't even really need to use. So down here on the bottom, we have this mesh pocket. I've just got my Anchor battery bank in there. And then I got my just 2 wall chargers. So I'll close that back up. As you can see, there's probably a bit more space that I could have used there. And then I have my 3 cables, USB-C to USB-C, USB-C to Lightning, and then USB-C to micro USB. So those are the 3 cables I take with me. They work with both my battery bank and my 2 wall chargers. I still use the micro USB because my over-ear headphones use them, and also both my bike lights use them. I probably should upgrade those. And then I just have a pair of corded headphones as well because I always like to have these just in case, and I was wearing my over-ears this morning, so that's why they're not in here. So these are nice and stretchy, big pockets that you can put larger tech in if you want to. And then we have these pockets up here, as you can see, I'm not currently using, but we have 2, I'd say medium-sized liner pockets with a key leash in one of them. So you could do phone, wallet, keys in here as well, not on the top pocket if you want a little bit more security. Because it's just not quite as easy to get in this one, especially if you stow the zippers down here on the bottom. Then we have this pocket here, which is nice because it has a little, not elastic, I'm blanking, hook and loop fastener. I actually stowed one of my portables SSDs inside of here when I went to my mom's house, so I like to just bring an SSD with me for just no reason. It's kind of stupid actually. And then we have 2 pen or slider holders here on this side as well. So moving to the other side, which is what you typically would only have in this compartment, we just have all this extra space here. We have a laptop compartment. So as you can see, you can't even see my laptop. It's completely buried in there, which I like. It's completely covered by the padding. So I'm gonna slide that out of there. This is a 15-inch MacBook. Slide that over to the side. And we have a tablet sleeve here as well. So obviously the laptop compartment has a hook and loop fastener here to protect it from sliding out. The tablet one doesn't, but you could also stow a book in here. You could really put anything flat in here. It's gonna work fairly fine, like a notebook or something like that. And I didn't have any issues with anything sliding out of here. I just had like a paperback book in there while I was doing it, and it worked just fine. So there's really no reason that you need to pack a tech pouch unless you're bringing like a ton of tech. But you really can fit a lot of gear inside of here. If it does overflow, there is quite a bit of other pack to utilize. So you could also utilize a smaller tech pouch and then put the bulk of your tech inside of here. So you have options. So we're now gonna move into the main compartment, which is where the real party is at, unless you are a big tech lover and then maybe the last pocket was the one for you. But this is kind of like a piece of rolling luggage, at least, or not really, but it just kind of takes design aspects from that, I think. So we have two different sections here. We have the flap side, which has two pockets. One is mesh, one is liner. So the liner one is a little bit bigger. So what I did when I went to my mom's house is I put, I actually can't remember which side was which. I think I did cleans in the one you could see, and then dirties over here. And I like that because clean ones is like you can see what's left, you can grab what you need, you can see it. And then dirties over here because this is going to trap any smell that's on the clothes a little bit better than this one is, because this one's obviously mesh, so stuff's gonna get through. So I really like the idea of doing cleans and dirties, or you can do things you don't mind people seeing and things you don't want people to see in here. So you have a little bit of options there, and typically you see that on rolling luggage. And another thing you see on rolling luggage is this kind of organization here. So we have another zipper right here to open up this flap. It opens it up, and I just have my packing cube stowed inside of here. If you're watch a lot of pack hacker videos, you're used to seeing these packing cubes, you know how they fit into other bags, and this is how they fit into this particular bag. I probably could fit, if I was really pushing it and didn't have a ton of tech, which it's all on the side here now, I could probably get another one of these and two more of these just on top of these ones, but that would start to be getting kind of tight. So I'm going to take this off here just so you can see the bottom of the compartment. Just get these out of here. This is the pocket that I was talking about earlier, the secondary compartment, but the rest is really just open space here. So if you have a bunch of tech in there, this is going to bulge a little bit more because it doesn't really share space, but there is a bit of just shared area there between the liner. So there is that to think about, but you have a ton of space to work with here, and this is what you typically see on one side of your rolling luggage. So if you're used to that, this will not look unfamiliar to you. So one thing to mention is that I don't think this is the most adequate use of space, but I think that the organization makes it worth it, because right now you do have some just space that, like, I don't know, it's easy to not use all this space because of how this is designed, whereas typically you can kind of just shove extra stuff inside of here, and like there's all this area right here, and yeah, you're gonna have stuff inside of these, but it's just not the totally most efficient way to get the most amount of gear into a backpack. But I really like the organization here because it's doing things that, like, you don't even have to use packing cubes. You could just put your clothes inside of here, or just between these three, put your clothes, sweatshirts, pants, you know, whatever, and it could all go inside of here. And it does the organization for you. Again, maybe not the most efficient way to get the most amount of clothes into this bag, or not necessarily this bag, but a 30-liter bag, but I think it does a really good job of just helping you organize. And that's kind of the same thing with the tech pouches. Maybe it's not the most effective way to carry tech, but it's all encompassing. So if you don't want packing cubes, you don't want a tech pouch and stuff like that, you don't really have to have one. Obviously, I think you're still gonna need a toiletry pouch. There's no really place to stow toiletries like a watertight thing. But again, you're gonna need a 3-in-1 bag to take that out at the airport anyways. So just a couple things to think about. I think this bag takes away a lot of the organizational features that you might normally put into a bag, and I like that. But if you're someone who likes to do the organization yourself, maybe this isn't the one for you. But overall, very happy with this bag, how it carries gear, and just how comfortable it is. So there you have it, the Patagonia Black Hole Mini MCL 30-liter. Thanks for keeping it here, Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.